Hello everybody, what's going on? I just wanted to jump on here and record a manifesting story that I just had some reflection on actually driving home from work, and I feel like I could serve as an expander for you guys, especially for people who really don't understand the energetics of manifesting or who have a misconception for manifesting. I know that's a coined term that is very mainstream at the moment. You can see a lot of people on TikTok, a lot of people on social media, they have this like dogmatic way of manifesting or believing in manifesting. So I'm not going to go into all of that. I do have podcasts on how to successfully manifest. If you are not familiar with it, Unearthed Podcast is my podcast I host for the mind, body, soul. I have guests on. We talk about energy, we talk about manifesting, we talk about subconscious programming, all of the things, the afterlife to mentality to just every topic. So check it out, leave a comment and a review on my podcast. It really helps the show out, and I hope you guys enjoy those episodes. So I have a few more of those coming out soon with some very special guests, so I'm really excited about that. But today I just really wanted to dive a little bit deeper into my personal experience that just manifested, and when I say one experience, I mean one, because I have many, and this one has just been super prominent on my mind. So I guess we can start with, I had a job as an interior designer a few years ago, and I don't really want to even go to the energetics of like my career path, but like the job I was at was really insignificant. Like I wasn't having momentum, I wasn't really involved or intrigued or really passionate about it. I was finding myself like putting my energy into different projects on the side, and then I was like exhausted and burnt out and just kind of like stagnant. So I knew I was gonna get fired. I knew it. I was kind of manifesting it because I was not happy. And my boyfriend now, we were, when we just started talking, I told him, I'm like, I'm going to work Monday, I'm getting fired, I already know. And I was right. And at the time, like whenever you get fired, energetically you expel this lack mentality because you have all of these egotistical thoughts, which are normal. How am I gonna pay my bills? How am I gonna pay my car insurance? Like, when am I gonna get a job next? Like, how am I gonna get money? So those are all really normal thoughts to have, but there comes a point where you have to get out of that lack mindset and move forward. So I want to tell you guys what I did after I got fired. This is very funny, and it's very interesting that I did these things because I'm an advocate for manifesting, and I'm an advocate for like self-talk and believing that you're worth it. And it was at a time where I was learning all of these really like deep nuances about manifesting, not just the surface level. I was going deeper and deeper, and I was doing like subconscious reprogramming and all of these really like psychological advanced techniques. And so when I got fired, I literally sat in the parking lot, you guys, and I printed out my resumes to Staples, like maybe like 12 of them or something. And on the same street that my old job was on, there's two like tile companies that I never thought I would want to work at, like ever, because I like my weekends to be free. And it's nothing wrong about like working at a tile shop, by the way, or working weekends, but like I just had a goal for myself and a standard. And I ran in there, like rushed in there, was like, please, like, here's my resume. Like, so desperate. The most desperate thing I've ever done. And it was just so like out of character and so out of spite and fear and lack mentality. And then I remember this was where I got really low, like at a really low point. The same day, by the way, I was just bouncing back quick. Like I thought I needed to work tomorrow, and it's kind of funny, but to reflect on now. But I went to another store. Like I went to like a holistic wellness, like treatment. I don't really know what kind of, like, it was like also psychology center or something, and there was like no one in the building, and I was just like running around the freaking hallways trying to find somebody to give my resume to. Like I was going crazy. Then I went into a furniture store that I would never even like walk in and buy anything from, because it wasn't like what I was used to being around. And I went in there, I tried to get a job there, I tried to get a job like literally everywhere, you guys, like everywhere that wasn't aligned with me, and it was so odd because I was so desperate. And I went into another place by my house. There was also no one in there. Like it was a psychology building, and I was just like, I like sat there for a minute and I'm like, wow, what the fuck am I doing? Like breathe, just like take a moment to like soak it in. Like you have today off, like just soak it in. And I got an interview, I got a job right away. And I believe this was a test. I got a job at a tile shop. It's actually called Tile Shop. And I was like, no, I'm sorry. Like I think I just needed that interview to prove to my ego and to prove to myself that I was worth it. I was worthy of any job I applied for, and I'll be worthy of any job I apply for in the future. So it was that, I think that one moment where I let go. And I was like, I don't want to work in this industry. I don't want to put myself in another situation that I'm going to be stuck in. Like, I don't care for it. So I think that it was that moment where I just went home and I was like, well, whatever happens, happens. Whatever comes to me is supposed to be for me. And this is the turning point, you guys. This is what I'm going to try to teach you. When you're manifesting, you need to be in a state of alchemy and high vibration. You need to be in a state of a frequency that you are expelling to the universe so it can respond back to you and give you that same frequency so it can match you. Because whatever, obviously this is a normal manifesting technique, and there's actually a physics law that states whatever you expel into the universe comes right back. It's like a mirror reflecting back to you. That's like basic quantum physics. But if you are moping around all day and you're like, I don't have a job, I don't have money, I'm so desperate, I literally work at a freaking laundromat, like I don't know, whatever. I'm not shaming those who work at a laundromat, but say you're from up here and you want to drop back down just because you're so desperate, that is what you're going to get in return. So the way I matched my energy to what actually like I knew I was worthy of, how I raised my quote unquote vibration was this. I stopped, I'm a Tamlian, by the way, I'm using my hands, like I cannot not do it. But I stopped being desperate. I threw out the rest of my resumes. I literally, you guys, I took a whole month off of work, which I just let the universe decide for me, and I just like, I trusted the process. And this is another trick that like I swear to God by this, but one morning, I remember, I started to dance. I put on the most fun, mystical, magical, like rap music, like a mix of EDM and like all my favorite songs, and I was twerking, I was dancing, I was literally like going crazy dancing, raising my vibration. And it was so beautiful because I was like in the moment, and I just like was eating really high vibrational foods. And then after that, I was doing that pretty much daily, moving my body, like getting my energy going, like being so happy. I bought Moldavite, which that'll be for another day. And then I started doing podcasts more, and that was really fun. And then another thing that transpired from just raising my vibration was I had people coming to me for mentoring, and that's exactly what I was trying to do with my life before. I definitely like have a gift to guide people to their purpose, and that's what I felt. I knew what it felt like to live in my alignment. So all of these beautiful things were happening. I had birth chart readings, I was getting paid, like I didn't even feel like I needed to work. And then, you guys, this is when it gets fucking crazy. The universe responds to you in beautiful, harmonious ways. And it's very kismet, okay? If you pay attention, if you open up yourself to what the universe is giving you, it is all divine timing, and it is all so aligned. Whether you're receiving something bad or good, the bad might be a catalyst for something better, or you're attracting that bad into your life. So pay attention to your frequency and pay attention to your vibration. But the next thing that happened was I went to boxing class. Actually, rewind an hour. I was standing in my bathroom getting ready for boxing class, and I was like, oh, I feel like I should text my cousin and / godfather. I was like, and that was so random. Like, it was like a download. It was like literally the cosmos were like, oh, plop. And I don't know, I remember to this day, I was just standing there, I was like, what the fuck, like, why? Like, for what? And I never did. Mind you, I had no clue, like, what his job title was. Like, I knew what he did, but for a living, but I just never knew, like, exactly, like, the nuances integrated. But I didn't text him. I went to boxing. I swear to God, on my life, you guys, I get out of boxing, I look at my phone, he texts me and he's like, hey, Lex, call me, I have a opportunity for you. I swear to God, I think that what happened was I was in a state of flow and alchemy and like just no resistance, and I put that one thought out there and he reciprocated. So I called him, got a job started the next week. It was honestly magical. Sorry guys, my camera died, but basically, long story short, in a nutshell, the energy you put out is going to come back to you tenfold. Maybe not tenfold, but it definitely will intensify as you deepen those that frequency. So I hope you guys kind of understand my story and how special it is to me. Another thing I want to try to explain quickly is there's a term coined by Expanded Podcast, and she uses the term bridge job, and it's really important to understand that because something has manifested into your life, like for instance my job, doesn't mean you have to accept that as a full manifestation. It could be a bridge job, and I'm not saying mine is. I love my job, but I also know that there's a lot of power within me, and that job I received was to get me off my feet energetically. It matched me, and that's just how my life trajectory is going right now. So if you accept a manifestation into your life, or a job, a person, a situation, a house, whatever it is, know that that doesn't always have to be the end result of all your manifestations. It could be and serve as a bridge. Hope that makes sense. But yeah, you guys, let me know if you have any questions. I love this stuff so much. I love the energy of it, and like I like to determine like what phase of life I'm in during the time of manifesting, and like what mindset I was in. You know, it's really interesting to reflect back on. Yeah, so like I said, follow me on my podcast. I talk a lot about manifesting on there. And then you can follow me on Lex Kachella on Instagram. I do have an Inner Alchemy Studio website, and I also have an Instagram for that business as well, which I'm like in the middle of launching. And that's basically just like me helping you find your purpose. So if you're interested in that, reach out to me. And I do have a webinar, like a course you can purchase from me at a very attainable cost. And then I do one-on-one mentoring as well. So reach out. I'll link everything in the show notes. I keep saying that because I'm a podcaster, but I'll link everything in the description and you guys can go from there. Much love to you guys. Happy manifesting.